Hi everyone, welcome back to Little Shop of Nerds. I am Julia.
Mike, what's today's hint, Jules?
So, I'm excited to talk about this. Today's hint is colonies. So, we are talking about part 1 of season 3 of JUJUTSU Kaisen, the CULLING games.
Yes, we are getting back with another anime talk and this time it's going to be our favorite anime,
That's definitely my favorite.
JUJUTSU Kaisen, or JJK for short. And this, like she said, this is season 3 and part 1.
Yes.
And
so this basically picks off right where season 2
left
ended.
off. Yeah.
Now I have read all of the manga. I'm completely caught up with all of the manga. And there are actually some rumors going around that they are not going to be doing part 2 of the CULLING games, and they're just going to jump right into season 4, which, if they do, they are making a huge mistake because they are cutting out the fight with Kashimo against Panda. They're cutting out the fight against Kashimo against Sakari. They're cutting out where they finally meet Angel. There's a lot of things that they are going to be cutting out. And just going straight into season 4, which will most likely be the Gojo and Sukuna fight. That's not that doesn't sit right with me. Like, if you're worried about that, then just do like the Demon Slayer treatment, where they, finish off the series in a series of movies if they're worried about it. But then again, the first Demon Slayer movie did take 3 years to make.
Yes.
They started, if you guys didn't know, and I know we're not talking about Demon Slayer, and I don't remember if I mentioned it in our video, but they were starting on Demon Slayer when the Entertainment District arc came out, was when they were working on this first movie. So, yeah, it can take up to a couple years to do. But if they do this, I think that they're going to be fucking everything up because they're going to be cutting out a lot. So like I said, this starts off where season 2 ended after Shibuya, and Shibuya is just completely decimated.
Yes, and we have cursed spirits going around. Yuji is fighting them off, and we see Choso, the dude with the...
His brother.
His brother with... Yeah, he's got the Britney Spears puffball hairdo.
Okay. Where were you going with that?
Trying to make us...
Well, I mean, with Choso. I mean, Choso's helping out.
Choso is... That's what I was trying to get
Okay.
at. He's helping out, and yes, he is his brother, and I thought it was, mostly just going to be a bro, kind of brother, but it turns out they're actually blood related.
Yeah. They're blood related. They're half siblings. The Itadori family tree is all types of fucked up. Because Kenjaku, actually, we will get into that.
We'll get that to more, but
so Yuta is actually in the process of hunting down Yuji because Yuji has been condemned to execution. Because of what happened with Shibuya when Sukuna took over.
Yeah, and that wasn't his fault, by the way. It was those dumbass girls who did it.
Yeah, and Jogo. Don't forget about Jogo.
But,
and Jogo and the two girls paid with their lives for that.
Yeah, and it's
because Sukuna killed them.
Yeah, and they had the audacity to order him, and I'm like, oh, honey, you fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel bad for those two girls because they were, young girls, but and I know all that they wanted to save Suguru because they wanted Sukuna to kill Kenjaku, who was taking over Suguru's body. So I can kind of understand.
Yep.
What they wanted, but Sukuna definitely was not having it. So let's get back to season 3.
Yes, and Yuta, like I said, Yuta has chased him down, and we see him, we give us a good fake out by looking like he actually killed him, and we cut to, he's, in some kind of cave with him and Choso, and they're like, what the fuck, you...
Yeah, it turns out that Yuta has cursed reverse technique, or reverse curse technique. So which means it can heal people. And he was, after he stabbed Yuji, he also immediately put some positive energy into his body to keep him alive.
Yep.
So then he didn't actually kill him. He needed to make it look like that he had been killed.
Yeah.
So then they find out about the Culling games. I'm not even I've read the manga and obviously I've watched the season. I cannot for the life of me make sense of any of these rules. I do not understand any of them, what any of them mean. And I have read the manga.
Maybe you should do a short and tell what the rules are.
Maybe.
Because it'll be, if we did the rules, it'd be too long.
Yeah, because there's a lot of rules. And then there are some that are like a little straightforward, like you can transfer points to others. Stuff, like you can have people leave. Like there are some that are really straightforward, and then there are some that are really fucking confusing, and even I don't understand them. So we'll just
let's.
So they go to Tengen for help.
Yes.
And we find out that Tengen he's about to his barrier is very weak because of what happened with the Star Plasma Vessel 12 years prior. So everything that happened with Rico,
Yeah.
Rico, the little girl that was shot in the head by Toji, is just now all because, Suguru was like, well, if you don't want to become the Star Plasma Vessel, you don't have to. And then she decided she didn't want to, and then Toji shot her.
Now, you said Tengen, right?
Yes.
Now, Tengen, isn't that the,
He or she, it...
I can't tell if she looked like a human green onion.
So... She has Tengen has the voice of a woman, but they have a body of a man.
Oh, that's what
looks male. It looks like a male physique.
but didn't we get the group back together with
Oh yes, so Megami is there, Yuki is there,
and
Maki is there. Maki did survive.
Yep.
She has burns all over her body.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is like they ask who Chursa was, and and Yuji just like flat out says my brother, and he just makes this cringe face and like, don't tell me he has a brother complex.
He loves Yuji.
I'm like, oh no.
I love Choso. I really do. He's one of my favorites.
I don't know what's worse, a brother complex or a sister complex.
I mean, sister complexes might be a little bit worse, but I
agree.
You never know. So, anyways,
back to where we're at.
They're talking to Tengen. Tengen's explaining everything that's going on. Basically, what Kenjaku wants to do is he wants to make a world of all sorcerers. And from what I'm understanding, and I may be getting this wrong, and if I do get this wrong, let me know in the comments below. But it sounds like that they want to take all of the non-sorcerers and funnel them into Tengen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, of course, the Culling games are popping up and everything. So, Sumiki wakes up, which is Megami's sister. Or half-sister, or stepsister.
Well.
So, Yuki and Choso stay behind to protect Tengen.
Yep.
And the others, so Panda, oh no, we didn't see Panda there. It was Yuta, Maki, Megami, and Yuji all went to go participate in the Culling games.
And I have to say, with Maki, holy shit.
Yeah, we will get to that in a minute.
Oh.
So, before we get to that, Principal Yaga, the guy who made Panda, was killed off screen.
It was killed by the old fart with the guitar.
Yeah, and the reasoning for that was they wanted to know how he made cursed corpses, and he did not want to reveal that information. He did reveal that information with the last bit of his life. We found out that he has made a whole lot, and the reason why Kusakabe, which is the dude, the guy with the trench coat and the sword,
yep,
and was always smoking a cigarette. The reason why he is part of Jujutsu the Jujutsu school was because his sister lost her child.
Mm-hmm.
He was still fairly young, and he somehow got the child's soul into the body of a doll.
Yeah.
And that kind of perked his sister up a little bit. But he's like, I know, or I hope you know that he can't live with her because that's not actually her son.
Yeah.
But when Yaga was leaving them behind, he did tell, before he passed away, he did say, your mother will be by soon to see you. So, it's not like they're being left alone completely, but, Yaga will no longer be able to go visit them because he died. Panda saw it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Panda, was upset.
Well, he was upset.
That's because that's basically his dad.
Yeah, he was really upset, which I get. But you can also see him being really honorable, not killing someone. Though the guy said, you can go ahead and kill me. And he says, no.
Mm-hmm.
And he just gives a speech, why not?
Yeah. So, we haven't mentioned Naoya Zenin yet. He is a walking red flag. But I can fix him.
Say every woman ever.
So
if you made that into a drinking game, you'd be dead in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, so we see him fighting Yuji and Choso. Yuji and Choso. And he completely decimated. And then Yuta joined him. So now Yuta is going after Yuji. Choso is fighting Naoya. And so this was before, this is when Yuta was going after Yuji. So Naoya is a very misogynistic man. He believes that women are beneath him, and we see it with the way that he was treating, and I think that was Mai and Maki's mom that was putting his shoes on for him and everything like that. He couldn't even tie his own fucking shoes. Like, he believes that women are beneath him. Now Beto Zenin, who was the old dude from the second season, he had passed away. Naoya is his son. Naoya ended up being heir to the family. Except for there's something with Megami, and I can't remember exactly what it was with Megami. But Megami ended up becoming the heir of the Zenin clan. Maki goes back after they talk to Tengen. She goes back to her clan.
Yeah, and this is when we get we'll get there.
Her sister and her get thrown into this pit with all these cursed spirits.
By their father.
By their father.
Asshole.
Mai ends up dying.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, her soul goes into Maki. And she tells Maki to destroy everything.
And this is when it went batshit out of crazy. She destroyed every curse spirit in that pit. She went out, killed all the family members, even that one family member who's really misogynistic. And
Yeah, so she killed her father. She killed like all almost every single male in that family. Everybody that was trying to kill her. She killed Naoya. She decimated Naoya. We got 4 different shots of her just pounding his face into the ground. And then she went and she killed her mother.
And also she did that. She also created this like some guy created a big hand.
And she survived that.
And I was like, and she, like I said, killed her mother. And just like, and I was like, I just thought it was awesome. And people would be like, and I know people was like, why? And I'm like, well, if you were watching it if you were reading the manga or watched the anime from the beginning, her family were dicks because she couldn't see cursed spirits.
Yeah. She had to have the glasses to see cursed spirits. Now she doesn't need them.
And also in the second season, her grandfather was even better. Was it her grandfather?
Yeah, what about him?
He was a dick.
Oh, yeah, of course, because it's the Zenin clan. That's how they are.
Fuck Zenin.
So she killed everybody but women and children, not including her mom, because she killed her mom because her mom didn't protect her and her sister.
Yep.
So now Megami is head of the Zenin clan. So while this is all going on, Yuji and Megami go to track down Hikari, which is the 3rd year. If you remember in the first season, during the Kyoto sister school thing, they said that they had a couple of 3rd years who had been suspended. This is Hikari and his, I guess, girlfriend, Kirara. So, Kirara is actually biologically male, but she goes by female pronouns. Hikari calls her by female pronouns, but Gege never came out and said that she was trans. Like, it was never explicitly stated that.
You said her name was again?
Kirara.
Kirara. Isn't she the one with the black hair and blue hair? Okay. Yes.
Yes. Kirara is biologically male. But Gege never, which is the creator, Gege Akutami, he never came out explicitly and said that she was trans. Which I think he probably should have given us, like,
some kind of a hint.
Yeah, she's trans, or no, she just likes to dress like this. But Hikari refers to her as female, and everybody else does. She refers to herself as female. So, anyways, they join, like, this fight club between sorcerers.
And Yuji and Panda fight each other, but you can tell it was staged.
But the others didn't. No one could tell that it was staged.
They were dumbasses.
But so they fought. Yuji got invited up to talk to Hikari.
Yep.
And Panda and Megami were trying to find their way to get to Hikari as well. And Kirara's cursed technique is
some kind of a star.
It has something to do with stars
and
the Southern Star, I think it was.
It's something to do. It's attraction and then detraction.
Yeah, it's a little complicated to explain. I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, they do end up defeating Kirara.
Yeah.
They didn't hurt her or anything.
No.
And then Hikari was with Yuji, and they were talking, and then he goes, he said something about Gojo, and then Yuji, being a dumbass, goes, "Who's Gojo?" Well, then Hikari's phone starts to ring, and Kirara is calling him. And he says that the only time that Kirara calls is if there's something wrong.
Yep.
So then he immediately knew something was wrong. So now Yuji and him kind of fight. But then they do end up getting Hikari to join them. Now, we haven't actually seen Hikari's curse technique yet, but his technique is if they deprive us of part 2 of season 3, we're never gonna get to see Hikari's curse technique, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's fucking awesome.
Damn.
And if they deprive, like I said, if they deprive us of part 2 of season 3, they're gonna deprive us of seeing Hikari's curse technique, and then they're gonna have to find some other way to show it to us. So then they all do this, and now they're going to colonies. I can't remember where Hikari went. I think he went with him and Panda went to one. Yes. Yuta went to Sendai, I do believe, and I can't remember where Yuji and Megami go, but they went to a colony. They got separated, but they're trying to find Higuruma. I can't remember his first name. But he is a lawyer. And he's nuts. I love Higuruma.
Yeah, and the first time Yuji sees him, he's in a bathtub. He's in like some kind of weird court. I wouldn't say courtroom.
No, it was a theater.
And he's sitting in a bathtub
with his clothes on.
And he said he wanted to do it. It was on his bucket list, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, and so Higuruma's curse technique has since he's a lawyer, it has something to do with court. Mm-hmm. So he has this he gets this evidence, and it will so Yuji's first trial was he went into a pachinko parlor underage. You're not supposed to do that because it's basically gambling. Mm-hmm. And Yuji said that, I think he said that he had never gone into it. Yeah. Or no, he went in to go to the bathroom, I think is what it was. And he goes, okay, well, the evidence was just Yuji being shown at an ATM machine that was nearby the pachinko parlor. So all Yuji would have had to say was, well, I've never set foot in the place, and he would have won the trial. So now he has to fight Higuruma because his punishment was confiscation. So confiscation of his powers and stuff like that. They fight. Yuji realizes, or he yells out, I want a retrial, which gave him a little bit of time. This time it was for committing mass murder in Shibuya. And Yuji, being the kind of guy that he is and believing that it was his fault, he pled guilty to it. And he goes, yeah, I did do it. Judge Man, which is this little Shikigami looking thing behind Higuruma, goes absolutely fucking nuts and says, confiscation, death. And Higuruma has this sword, and he says, all you had to tell me was that you were being possessed, and you would have been absolved of that.
It's pretty much how you word it.
Yeah, so he does end up defeating Higuruma. Well, he doesn't kill him, he just defeats him. He gets his points. So then they're both good, and they won't lose their curse techniques after like 19 days or something like that. So, all of the colonies, which we haven't talked about this yet, but all the colonies have been evacuated of people who do not have non-sorcerers, basically. Because we do see Yuji's old classmates, the girl and the guy from the first episode. And Kenjaku is talking to the girl, Sasaki, I think is her name. And he's like, thank you for caring for my son. So, no, we haven't gotten into this yet, because now we're getting into this, because there's a lot. So, Kenjaku took over Yuji's mom's body. And Jin Itadori, which is his father, slept with this corpse thing. She got pregnant and gave birth to Yuji. So Kenjaku is essentially Yuji's father. or mother, just like he is the father of Choso and the other womb painting. So like the
Why does this sound like Hell Paradise?
yeah. So Yuji is the byproduct of Kenjaku and a human male. And I am wondering if that is what his grandfather tried to tell him at the beginning of the series. We'll never know. That was never explicitly said. We also don't know how Jin Itadori passed away. There is also speculation. I don't know if I should bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway, so this might be a spoiler. Sukuna is Yuji's uncle. Don't know how that... I can't remember how that played out, but he's got a really fucked up childhood, okay? Or a really fucked up family tree.
So he's pretty much his own uncle.
No, because Sukuna is not Yuji. He's just in Yuji's body.
That doesn't make it better.
Okay, so there's something about, like, if I remember correctly, it was something about there were two twins, and Sukuna absorbed his other twin. Because sometimes that happens.
Yeah, okay.
And then years later, Jin is born, and he was like supposed to be the twin of Sukuna. I don't know. Gege has really made this very, very confusing. So, Yuji gets points and stuff like that from Higuruma. We see Megami fight this guy named Reggie Star, who has receipts all over his body. Megami says that he doesn't care what Yuji does. If Yuji wants to leave people alive, he can.
Yeah.
But he will kill people.
Pretty much.
And he did.
Yeah.
He was fighting Reggie Star. Then this other guy that could he could pull up body parts, make them explode.
Yeah.
And Takeba, I love him. He is a failing comedian. He goes off to fight the guy that blows up everything with body parts.
He's pretty much indestructible, pretty much.
Yeah, I love him so much. Like, he was making some jokes there when he showed up, and like they were falling flat, but I'm sitting there just giggling because I'm like, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. And we get to see Megami pull out every
almost every Shinigami that he has, except for Maharaga. He didn't pull out Maharaga.
I want to pet the dog one.
Everybody wants to pet the dog one.
Yuji
and Nobara got to pet the dog.
He's got that Poofa and he's got that Floofa.
Yeah, so he ended up killing Reggie in his domain expansion with his dog. I was falling asleep during parts of this, but I did see that part at the end where Reggie started to die.
Yep.
And then Yuta, the last episode of season 2 was Yuta in the Sendai colony, and he had already killed one sorcerer named Druve, I do believe.
Is that the
He was the one.
Was he like a cockroach?
No. This guy was a ancient. Is this guy?
Oh, that the old fart.
Yeah. This dude here. That is the first person that Yuta fought and killed, and. Then he fought the cockroach, which was named, let me go back here, is named Kuroyushi, which was a cockroach.
Mm-hmm.
And then he fought against Takako Yuro and Ryu Ishigori.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do believe Ishigori was from, they're both from a time, or from like a time before this. They're ancient sorcerers as well. So he defeats the cockroach demon or cursed spirit. And then he is fighting against Yuro and then Ishigori. And Yuro can like do something with space and time.
And yet she looks like she's naked.
Yes, Mike. Were you hoping to see some things during that fight?
No, not really. Just saying.
Mike's a pervert.
So is she.
So,
you don't know how much smudge he's got on it.
he shut up. So he does end up defeating Yuro kind of, and Ishigori, but then he heals them.
Yeah.
The cockroach does come back.
For some fucking reason.
Like cockroaches do. And then they do end up defeating the cockroach.
Yeah.
And then basically you just kind of see at the end, Megami being carried away by Angel. Angel has now found him, which is who they are looking for. And basically that is how the season ends. There's only 12 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a dub fan, all the dubs are out.
Mm-hmm.
If subs are your thing, all the subs are out.
Pretty much most everything's out.
Yeah, the voice for Uro or whatever the fuck her name is, Takako, whatever. Her voice sounds very familiar, and I cannot place where I have heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look up to see who the voice actress is for her, because it sounded very familiar. But this is what we have going on so far in the Culling games. This is Culling, CULLING, which, if you guys don't know what cull means, CULL, it basically means killing off. So they are trying, because that's what you do in like herds, like cattle. Sometimes you have to cull the herd if it starts to get too big. So let's just to be, let me actually, I'm actually going to get the actual definition for culling. Come on. Okay, so culling, CULLING, refers to the process of selecting, gathering, or removing specific individuals, often inferior, sick, or surplus, from a group to improve the overall quality or manage population size. That's basically what's going on here, because they are trying to get down to, I think, one sorcerer.
Yeah.
But I mean, if like I said at the beginning, if they cut out season or part 2, we're gonna cut out this really nice fight with Maki against the cursed spirit. I'm not gonna tell you anything about that cursed spirit, because that's a spoiler. We're gonna miss the Hikari and Kashimo fight. We're gonna miss the Panda and Kashimo fight. Like we're gonna miss them actually meeting Angel. Like there's just a lot of things, because they're trying to find Angel, because Angel is the only one that can open the prison realm to release Gojo. Mm-hmm. And if they cut that out, like it's just, they're just gonna fuck everything up. And because now they're saying that season or part 2 is supposed to be released in 2027, but now they're saying that they're probably just going to do part 4. I haven't heard any specific, I'm going to have to actually do some research, but I haven't heard anything specific on, we're going to go ahead and just go straight to season 4, because if they do, that's fucking dumb.
In my opinion, why can't they just turn the Culling games into movies like they did with Demon Slayer?
I mean, that would have been, yeah, they could have taken the Culling games and turned it into a movie like they did with Mugen Train.
Yeah, like if you couldn't do the whole Culling thing in one movie, you can still break it down to parts, like the Infinity Castle. And you can just go straight into season 4, and you don't have to worry about missing everything.
But I also think that season 4, which would most likely be the Shinjuku Showdown, which would be Gojo against Sukuna, that should be a movie.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
That has to be a movie. Like, if they break that down into episodes, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that should definitely be a movie. I think from season 4, aka the Shinjuku Showdown, to the end of the series, I think should be movies like Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be a lot better that way. And I really think that the Gojo and Sukuna fight deserves something other than just episodes like that. And that should be a movie.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Yeah.
But bye. My roommates are leaving. Bye. So, anyways, that is our review on season 2 or season 3, part 1 of the Culling games for Jujutsu Kaisen.
What's next week's hit?
Okay, I'm excited to do this one too. It's I open at the close.
Yep, and you'll find out when we have our video out, and
It's kind of a bittersweet one for me. So
yep,
I'm looking forward to doing it.
yeah, and I'm glad too. And like and subscribe in the comments what you liked about Jujutsu Kaisen. And
Do you love Gojo as much as I do? It's a shame he didn't show up. Oh no, he did show up once at the beginning, and he had a back scratcher.
Okay.
We all went crazy over the back scratcher because I kind of need to be hit with that. Bye, Gojo.
I can find a guy who can dress like
it has to be the real Gojo.
I'm just saying, I know a couple who can do it. Hell, you never know where I go.
Look at my face is completely red because I admitted that on camera.
You don't know where I go at night. Home, pretty much home.
Yeah, so anyways, like Mike said, subscribe, comment below.
Yeah.
Did you like this series or this season? Do you think that they should do the part 2? Because they're gonna be cutting out a lot of shit if they do.
Yep.
If they just cut it off here. And it's not fair to give us 2 seasons with 20, 24, 26 episodes and then just give us one with 12. Especially since it's not done.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, that is it, and we will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.